ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशकारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवाचार्य गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So this session is very interesting. Why bad things happen to good people? A very big challenge to those on the path of spirituality. Some boys may think that this answer I know, karma, karma, karma. If you say that, they will say karma. But it is very easy to say. Speaking has always been a very easy task, isn't it? So, but when they are faced with real time people who are challenging that if bad things are happening, there are only two possibilities. First, God doesn't exist. Second, if he exists, he is incomplete. Means either God is not all powerful or God is merciless. There is no other third option. So it's only going to show if a existing God is also there. If you believe in God, then that God is imperfect, or else there is no God. The simple thing. Now, how will you face those answers? Therefore, this session becomes important even for those who may have heard that karma is the main basis. So, how to convince ourselves? It's very easy to comment when bad things happen to others and we comment it's karma. But when we face, imagine the situation of Draupadi. In the history, we see how Draupadi had apparently not done any offense. Such an innocent lady, and what turmoil she had to go through. Forget about this. God himself, when Ramchandra comes, he has to go to the 14 years of Vanvas. Bad things happen to good people. It seems bad things happen only to good people. Actually, this is a big question, and therefore we need to discuss this. Because the moment we walk the path of spiritual life, challenges become a next door neighbor. They always come uninvited. Even if the doors are closed, they find some vent to come in our life. Therefore, we should know how to deal with them philosophically, psychologically, and physically. Mentally, how should we prepare ourselves? So, all these answers, why such terrible things are there in the world? These are big questions. A boy who is very good, qualified boy, having very nice character, he is struggling for getting a good admission into a good college, and there is a boy who is very poor in his character, has so many illicit affairs with so many women, and he is just because either his father has a lot of money or somehow he's very intelligent, but he doesn't care for any character. Even such boys sometimes become successful. How do we justify the vidhi ka vidhan? Sometimes people question, hey ऊपर वाले, there is a song also. ऐ ऊपर वाले क्या तेरे दिल में समाई, क्यों तूने ये दुनिया बनाई. हाँ? क्या ही बना दिया आपने भाई, क्या दुनिया है. Mahabharata comes with a story like this, that Kali Yuga will be filled with people. Uh, and what are the qualities of these people? It is compared with an example that an elephant in Kali Yuga will be able to pass through a tiny hole, but the tail of the elephant will get stuck. What does it show? That big scoundrels, corrupted persons, they will never get caught. But there will be small, a cycle chore, a pickpocketer. They will be caught and they will be thoroughly beaten by the public. And the big cheaters, they will be enjoying luxurious life. In such an unfortunate world, as unfortunate as we see it in today's era of Kali Yuga, it's very important to discuss why bad is happening to good people. Forget about good people. Why bad is happening to me? Therefore, today we'll discuss on four aspects, basically five aspects. The blame game. If God exists, he must be very cruel. He has taken away so many things from my life. I lost my dear girl. I lost my wife. I lost my boy. I lost A, B, C, D. Big list of what I lost, what I lost, what I lost. Then we will discuss a nice city plan. What do you think about the parameters when it comes to make a city? What all things will you implement in a construction of a mega city project? If you are given full money and all freedom to construct, and recently in one of our projects we were discussing about construction of a temple. What all things we will include in the construction of a temple? We are all giving many points back and forth. Okay, there should be a chappal stand. There should be a, of course, the temple is should be there, altar, singhashan, where the murti of God will be there. Krishna's murti will be there. Apart from that, what all things we will include? So we are all discussing. Car parking area should be there. You know, there should be proper drainage. So many aspects we are discussing. One boy said library should be there. So what all things will you include in the city? Then we will discuss about prisons. Sometimes we feel like we are all prisoners, right? We have desires to do something and we feel limited. Either the world limits us or we feel our own body is limiting. The health is not supporting. We feel easily tired. Our bad habits are succumbing us down into doing nonsense things and we feel that we are like a prison. We are caught up, tied. So inside a prison we'll see. And then the power of time. How time plays a critical role in changing the definition profile. Everyone is so sensitive about their profile, and time is like a powerful agent. It doesn't care for our sensitivity about profile. It changes the profile in minutes, from a billionaire to a beggar in the street, just by a change in the stock market, just by the change in the scenario of the world. If there is some world war, immediately there is recession, prices, sky up, things become very costly. Time plays a big role. And finally, the cosmic law of justice, because we feel that some injustice is happening. Of course, when the government does injustice, uh, we may give some abuses, we may make some vlog, try to put some alerting videos we may create. But when it comes to lives, some big challenges, the final question we ask is God, is nature, Vidhata, why me? Is there a trouble in the cosmic law? How does cosmic law of justice work? This knowledge we have to acquire. So these are the 5 points we will discuss today. Now let's begin the blame game, right? People blame that my life, this is not sorted, this is not sorted, health is bad, so many issues. So one time a person was similarly disturbed, and he was uh, disturbed not because he was having uh, shortage of resources or money. Enough he had. In fact, his problem came from his contribution. Every day he would come in his rooftop, and from there, because his flat was in the top floor, from around, who knows, maybe 10th story or 12th story, something like that. And from there he will throw some food, breads, biscuit packets. And because just outside the boundary of this apartment there was a jhopadpatti. You see, sometimes in a big basti area there is one big real estate project comes up. So similarly, probably his home was like that, and he was throwing, and these people will come and they will fight with each other, and they will take the benefits that this person will be throwing from the top. Interestingly, what happened? None of them will look ahead, look top, look in the upper direction. Who is throwing? They are so busy accumulating the things that are falling from the top floor. So he went, as usual, to a awakened team member, asking questions that I am doing so much. I'm doing so much for my mother, for my father, for my younger brother, sister. I'm doing so much for these people. you know Sometimes parents may have, I'm doing so much for my wife and children. So this boy also came in contact with a senior from team awaken, and he was asking that, why these people don't notice me? Can't they see my work? No, I am leading the project. Yeah? Sometimes people may question when they're working in a teamwork. I am doing the work, I am doing the assignments, others are copying from me, but still not a genuine thank you. All superficial, a little bit pampering, but not, I can sense that nobody is genuinely, they're kind of using me. And this Awaken senior said interesting uh, thing to do. He said, this time when you go to home, don't throw biscuit packets, don't throw blankets, don't throw bread. This time throw stones and hit them with stones. He said, what? He said, yes, you go and you will find out. You know. So this person did this exact same thing. And guess what happened? These people, the moment they were getting the stones from this person, they started abusing. You rascal, you are exploiting the poor people, because it is us who are working in the fields that you are able to get some strength. And now you feel that you are the king, you are the ruler, and you can torture us the any way you want. What wrong have I done? What wrong we have done to you? Why are you throwing stones? Why are you hitting us? And blah, 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 so many things. And this person thought, my goodness, when it came to be the times of expressing gratitude, they were so lazy. But look at now, look at the situation now. When it comes to complain, when it comes to blame, they appear to have double energy. Isn't it our situation? When we explore the dimensions of our life, we should ask, is really everything so bad, or are there good things also? If good things come, did we express gratitude for what we got? Therefore, there is an interesting story of this Wimbledon champion, Grand Slam champion actually. He is supposed to be the first black man to win three times Grand Slam champion in 1970s. So in his 90s, when he became old, he got a terminal cancer, and his fans would write him letters. So one of the letter was that, why did God have to select you for such a bad disease? And generally he would not reply to those letters, but this letter challenged his faith, and he gave a beautiful reply. What he writes here, you can read it. So you can make the students read out that, please read, some of you can read this. So one paragraph one student can read, another paragraph another student, another paragraph another student can read in this way. And this is a beautiful, they will read, happiness keeps you sweet, trials keep you strong, sorrows keep you human, failures keep you humble, success keeps you glowing, but only faith keeps you going. When there is plane crash, when there is train accidents, for 1 week there is some fear, but again with faith we move out. Let me go ahead anyway, who can stop the destiny? And people move out, and they get into the trust, and they travel, and the moment they start traveling, life moves on. People start continuing their business, growing their business. People go for studies, and things start taking shape. Faith moves us. So faith keeps you going. Sometimes you are not satisfied with your life, while many people in this world dream of living your life. I am in IIT, oh, hooray, hooray. And after 3 years, why am I in IIT? Hi, 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 hi. And suddenly, there is a case. We hear the news of people hanging in the. So people are crying. Why did I not get IIT? They are committing. They are taking away their lives for not getting into IIT. And there are cases of students from IIT. They give up their lives. A child on a farm sees a plane fly overhead. Dreams of flying. Children, while they play football in the fields, they look up, wow, aeroplane is going in. One day I will also become a pilot. One day I will also travel in the aeroplane. You will see. And what is the pilot thinking? He is seeing the plane land and the farmhouse and dreams of returning home. When will I go to village? I just want to spend time in the solitary hours. And he gives a very fitting statistics. He says 50 million children started playing tennis, 5 million learned to play tennis, 5 lakh learned professional tennis, 50,000 came to the circuit, 5,000 reached Grand Slam, 50 reached Wimbledon, 4 reached the semi-finals, 2 reached the finals, and when I was holding the cup in my hand, I never asked, God, why me? So now that I am in pain, how can I ask God why me? Very important point to ponder. So that's life. He writes it. That's life. Enjoy yours. If wealth is the secret to happiness, then rich should be dancing on the streets. But only the poor kids do that. If power ensures security, then VIPs should walk unguarded. But only those who live simply sleep soundly. If beauty and fame bring ideal relationships, then celebrities should have the best marriages. So simple living, high thinking, live simply, be happy, walk humbly and love genuinely. That is how he wrote. Such a beautiful answer he gave. So this is the slide where you can actually motivate a lot the students about handling bad situations in life, your life and others' life. This slide itself is so powerful, it can be used directly to deal with anyone who is very morose. We can open this slide and ask them to meditate and go back into their life and see the good times. Even if someone says, I had never experienced a good time only, still one can feel that I am in a better position because there are people who are always in a worse situation than us. Do we ask why he is in a worse situation? Why I am not getting a worse situation? This is even if you become the leader of the world, you will have some complaint if we are not calculating the sweet dimensions of our life, the positive dimensions of our life, and this blame game will never finish. So students, now you can think that still I understand, but it appears like a defect in this world, isn't it? That with all the arrangement that exists in the nature, still why this painful experience exists? Why is there pain and suffering in this happy world? If this world is a happy world, why pain and suffering should have a place? Why is it not long lasting, continuous, permanent, eternal joy? So, yes, the question is there in the screen, you can see. You are asked to construct the city. What will be the things that you will improve? And very quickly, the boys will start. A, B, C, D will open schools, hospital, shopping malls, A, B, C, D. Very few or hardly anyone will tell one of the point that I will make a prisoner. I will make a prison also or a security system. So you have to make this point that if someone doesn't bring this point, so as long as they are telling the points that I will make a shopping mall, you appreciate. Someone will say I will make a free Wi-Fi park. You know, it is a very modern city. You are giving freedom to construct a city with all the resources. What all things will you include? This is the question. Smart city. What all things will you include? A university, with nice mess and nice kitchen which provides tasty food. What all things will you include? So they will be answering one by one. 90% chance they will miss police or security. So you have to tell that don't you think that in this smart city you will also construct a security system? Will you will also construct police department? You will also construct uh, some uh, place for the criminals, the prison, and then just don't speak the conclusion. So one of the art of speech is that speak enough examples and stories, and when it comes to the exact theory, don't. I have many times said that this is called rhetorical question. Now, rhetorical question means the answer is in the question itself. What kind of room is this? This is a rhetorical question. That means this room is a bad room. Similarly, when I say that, don't you think there is also a need of a space? There is also some space required for security system. So this is an interesting way to present a speech rhetorically. Don't say, so all of you have said wonderful points, but actually there is one more thing that we require. It is the prison. It is the police department. Instead of telling like that, ask a rhetorical question. Don't we think? Don't you think that a security system is also important? So basically, we are answering a security system is important. So this is another style we can adopt in our presentation. Move to the next slide. Give this data. In budget allocation in 2024, 12% budget of the entire funds were allotted to the defense sector of the nation. 12% is a huge amount. It is some lakh crore rupees. So why is it so? The army, the prisoner, the police, they are given so much attention by the country. Every country, most of them spends majority of their money on defense. Because my dear friends, this world is compared to a prison. This world is